जी, there is always going to be a bigger boat.
Before we go any further, I want to make an important point. This book will not argue that money doesn't matter, that you should give up your worldly possessions, go live as a monk in the Himalayas, and spend 16 hours a day meditating in silence. If you want to do that, great, but I won't be joining you. Money isn't nothing. It simply can't be the only thing. Three core insights summarize the body of research on the topic of money and happiness. First, money improves overall happiness at lower levels of incomes by reducing fundamental burdens and stress. At these lower levels, money can buy happiness. If you have an income above these levels and are unhappy, more money is unlikely to change that. If you have an income above this baseline and are happy, more money is unlikely to drive increasing happiness. मतलब basic levels of income अगर है, so yes, it will reduce the fundamental living के लिए जो चाहिए, due to that whatever stress comes, तो उसके लिए it will help. If we can say it will buy happiness, but above that it will unlikely have any change on happiness.
Right.
The second and third insights point to the same critical conclusion. Once you have achieved a baseline level of financial well-being, more money is unlikely to meaningfully affect your overall happiness. In other words, the default scoreboard focused on money may be a useful asset in the earliest days of your journey, but it is a liability when you are attached to it in the later days. Arthur Brooks, a best-selling author, a professor at Harvard Business School, and a leading authority on happiness science, agrees. When it comes to money and happiness, there is a glitch in our psychological code. He argues that this glitch is driven by our flawed extrapolation of the early in life happiness gains from increases in income. That we experience some of the positive impact of money on our well-being as children and young adults, and then spend the rest of our lives salivating in anticipation of good feelings when the bell of money rings. The glitch keeps us on a metaphorical treadmill, always running, never getting anywhere, chasing the early in life happiness that money once provided. In a 2000,
काफी डीप है ये,
हाँ
काफी डीप पॉइंट है ये।
हाँ
मतलब ये मुझे नया पॉइंट इसमें आज लगा कि ये बात तो समझ में आती है, आई गई थी हमेशा, लेकिन ये क्यों फिक्सेशन है हमारा इस बात के लिए? वो फिक्सेशन हमारे अर्ली लाइफ के लिए है। जैसे कहते हैं ना, हमने बचपन में देखा है, गरीबी देखी है, लोग कहते हैं ना ऐसे, हम
हम्म
माँ बाप को सेक्रीफाइस करते हुए देखा है। तो
हम्म
वो वाला उनका एक्सपीरियंस वो लाइफ लॉन्ग चलाना चाहते हैं।
हम्म
मनी इज सुप्रीमली इम्पोर्टेंट, मनी वाज इम्पोर्टेंट एट दैट टाइम, बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट था। लेकिन अभी
हम्म
पैसा आने के बाद भी लगता है कि नहीं नहीं, अभी भी मनी ही शायद ऊपर है,
हम्म
उस तरह से।
In a 2018 paper published by Harvard Business School professor Michael Norton, researchers asked a group of millionaires how happy they were on a scale of 1 to 10 and how much more money they would need to get to a 10 on the happiness scale. Commenting on the results, Norton said, all the way up the income wealth spectrum, basically everyone says they would need 2 to 3 times as much. I decided to test this notion by asking a group of financially successful people I knew to answer those same two questions. The responses were surprisingly consistent. A technology app founder worth $30 million said he would need 2 times more to be perfectly happy. A software entrepreneur worth 100 million said he would need 5 times more. A venture investor worth 3 million said she would need three times more. With the exception of one enlightened investor worth 25 million who replied, honestly, I'm happy where I am. Although he added, but if I had twice as much, I could probably fly private a lot more, which would be nice. Everyone up and down the net worth spectrum said that 2 to 5 times more money was all they needed to reach the land of perfect happiness. Such an irony.
इंटरेस्टिंग। अगर हम सब आपस में पूछें एक दूसरे से तो हम क्या कहेंगे? शायद हम सेम यही बात कहेंगे।
Hmm.
यूनिवर्सल।
Never enough. I'll never forget a conversation I had with a friend who had recently sold his manufacturing company and made $100 million. I asked if he was happier now than he had been, given that he was richer than most people could imagine, expecting him to say, "Of course." His response surprised me. He told me that after he closed the deal, he had taken a group of friends and family for a week-long trip on a rented yacht to celebrate. He was excited for the moment when everyone would board the beautiful vessel which he had paid for with his hard-earned sales proceeds. But when everyone arrived, something peculiar happened. One of his friends looked over to the next morning, where an even bigger and more luxurious yacht was docked, and commented, "Wow, I wonder who's in that one." The happiness and satisfaction that my friend had felt around the moment quickly deflated at the comparison. There's always going to be a bigger boat. Through the notable omission of money by the wise elders, the scientific research on money and happiness, and the anecdotal accounts from financially successful people, we can derive the most important lesson, the one that sits at the heart of this book. Your wealthy life may be enabled by money, but in the end, it will be defined by everything else.
इनेबलर रोल है उसका, यानी ये समझ में आया अब तक।
Hmm.
ओ, फर्स्ट चैप्टर हो भी गया, वाह। इंटरेस्टिंग। तो किसी को कुछ इंसाइट ऐड करना है क्विकली, जो भी सुन रहे हैं सभी? बहुत ही इंसाइटफुल बुक है, मजा आ गया।
Yes, the man in the paradox wala in the car paradox wali se bhi similar.
राइट। तो आई थिंक हम सेकंड चैप्टर पे जा सकते हैं, इतना टाइम शायद अलाउ करेगा हमें, है ना? संडे भी है तो व्हाट डू यू से उसने जी?
हाँ, अभी थोड़ी देर के लिए अगर विशाली जी कंटिन्यू करना चाहते हैं तो
ठीक है वैशाली
then
जी।
I can join in again.
ओके।